Hello everyone. Back again with English Theater. Today, I have brought a 1991 romantic drama film, named, Close My Eyes. Before we get into the storyline, don't forget to like and subscribe, to get more movie recaps like this, and have a great day. The movie begins with a woman named, Natalie, with her brother who named, Richard. Natalie and Richard are siblings, who will meet each other after long years. But Richard noticed that Natalie was not happy as like before, because of her recent breakup. Richard came to know about her breakup, so he took her for outing, to get rid of her breakup. Natalie feels happy by spending time with Richard. And when they returned home, Natalie thanking Richard for making her day happy, and she also kissed him. But later she asked sorry for her behavior, and went back to her room. But Richard started loving Natalie from that time. After some day, Richard got a job in another city, and both of them were busy at their work. One day when Natalie called Richard, she came to know that Richard was with his secretary. This makes Natalie to break down, so she cut her call without talking anything. After 2 years, Natalie got married with wealthy man, who named, Sinclair. One day, Natalie called Richard and invites him to her home, because Richard didn't meet Natalie after her marriage. In the next day, Richard went to Natalie's home. He got shocked by seeing her house, because it was looking like a palace. After a while, Richard and Natalie's husband started talking with each other. Then Richard came to know that today is Natalie's birthday, so only Natalie invites him today. After some time, Natalie cut her birthday cake, but we see Richard can't take his eyes out of her. Later Richard started talking with Natalie, which makes Natalie to love him more. After few days, Richard was in Natalie's home. Natalie asked Richard that she want to meet him in his house. Richard also wanted to be alone with Natalie, so he accepted her wish. In the next day, Natalia went to Richard's house, but Richard seems angry, because she was late. Natalie asked him sorry and then kissed him. But she pretends to tell him sorry for kissing him again and again. Richard tried to seduce her, but Natalie was in double mind. Later she changes her mind and gets into intimate with him. After the intimate, Natalie told Richard that the deal between them was over now, and she requests Richard to not to tell about their affair to anyone, where Richard also accept her. And in the next day, Natalie's husband invites Richard for their weekend picnic with his family. In the next day, when Richard joined Natalie's family picnic, we see Natalie was not happy for Richard's arrival, because he can't take his eyes out of her, and he used to take pictures of Natalie. After some time, Natalie feels uneasy because of Richard's behavior, so she goes for a walk, where Richard also follows her. Natalie told Richard that the things happened between us was not good, so she asked him to stop everything. Richard told her that he can't get out of their intimate, and he also told her that he always thinking about Natalie only. When Richard started talking about their intimate and deep, Natalie told him that we don't have to talk about this here, and I have my husband's guest house keys, let we go there and talk about everything. Richard was happy to hear this, because he going to stay with Natalie alone in the guest house. Later Natalie told her husband that she have some business work, so she will be out of station for some days, where her husband believes her, and allows her to stay outside. When Natalie and Richard were in guest house, they gets into intimate usual. They both enjoyed their private times, and meanwhile, Natalie talked with her husband, by telling him that she stayed in a nearby motel. Because her husband don't have to get doubts on her behavior. One day, Natalie's husband got lot of problems in his kitchen, so to ask for Natalie help, he called the motel, which Natalie told him that she stayed. But from the motel he came to know, that Natalie was not stayed in the motel, which makes him to get doubt on her. After which he called every hotel in his city, and asked about the clients, in the name of Natalie. But he came to know, that in none of the motel Natalie was stayed. This makes him to think, that Natalie have affair with someone. Meanwhile, before leaving from the guest house, Natalie asked Richard to stop here itself everything. Because their secret affair will leads them to be jailed also. But Richard was not ready to leave her, because he was in madly love with Natalie. So, Natalie asked Richard to love some other, because if he love anyone, then he will forget to think about her. Later, Natalie returned home, and her husband asked her about the hotel experience. Natalie told him that the motel was good. Her husband revealed that he called the hotel where she stayed, but he came to know that no one stayed in the name of Natalie. She told him some reason for booking hotel room in some other's name, and try to convince him. But still her husband can't able to believe her. One day, when Natalie was with her husband, Richard called her and told that he gets back with his ex-girlfriend. By hearing this, Natalie can't able to talk with him anything, because her husband was near her. Later Natalie saw Richard picture and break down, because she can't accept that he was now with other girl. In the next day, Natalie and Richard met in one hotel, and Natalie told Richard to stop meeting her again, because her husband start doubting her. But before leaving, Natalie kissed Richard, where Richard seems unhappy for left alone. After some days, Richard can't be happy without meeting Natalie, so he went to her home. But she was not in the house, so her husband took Richard for a boating. Natalie's husband told Richard that he was in doubt with Natalie's behavior, and he also told him that he have a plan to know the truth of her affair. Richard asked him about his plan, but he doesn't want to share it with Richard. Later when they returned home from boating, Natalie came back to home, then Richard came to know the truth, that Natalie and her husband will settle in America soon. After knowing this, Richard feels upset, because he can't meet Natalie if she go to America. Later Richard meet Natalie in a restaurant, and open up him to her. He asked her to not to go for America, since he can't stay without meeting her. After some days, Natalie's husband arranged a party for their friends and family, before they settle in America. Natalie seems very happy in the party, so Richard called her alone and started argue with her. Richard told her that you are happy to leave from here, but I can't accept this situation, and you are the one who used me for your needs. Because you know well that I'm loving you so much, by knowing my love on you, you are ready to leave. By telling this, Richard break down completely. By hearing all this, Natalie feels sorry for Richard, and she realizes her mistake. In the next scene, we see three of them together, where Natalie's husband told Richard that he knows the affair between Natalie and Richard. And by knowing only, he told them lie about settling in America, and also this fake party before leaving. He also asked Natalie and Richard that he was ready to forgive both, if they were stop meeting each other. He was ready to forgive Natalie, because he was truly in love with Natalie. By hearing this, both Natalie and Richard separate from each other. And in the end of the movie, Natalie and husband seems happy together. And the movie ends. If you like the story, then do watch the full film. Don't forget to leave a comment down below. Kindly like the video, and subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell, so you don't miss any of my new videos. See you on the next video.